is, when Southwest Franklin receives sewer and water access, what is your view on the future of that significant portion of the city? Steve.
All right, well, basically, I support the Ryan Creek Interceptor. It is a project. We got things that email us today that it's going to cost the taxpayers a total of about $58,000 when it's all said and done. When Mayor Taylor got elected, he went down to MMSD and asked the board to put in the Ryan Creek Interceptor at a price tag of around $40 million, and they said no. So we're getting a $40 million project for just under $60,000. It is essential for the future of this community to be able to grow in that direction. Now, I know there's been some talks of parks. The only type of park I want to see is a couple more business parks in that corner. The reason I say parks is there is talk of maybe a central park in the southwest corner, which a central park in the southwest corner does not make any sense. But basically, we have to grow in that direction. I know that is a change for some that live there. It's mostly Alderman Skronsky's district. I know there are people that that are unhappy with that decision. But for the future of this city, when our budget is basically it's based on growth. If we don't grow, we're gonna suffocate, and we need to do this. So I would say that there's no doubt that I support the Ryan Creek Interceptor and we'll do everything possible to see that thing put in, and then we need to start developing. I think once we get more land available for developers, you'll see more subdivisions. And you also see, like I said, another business park. We are closing out the one in the current one at the end of this year, and that's why I fought to make sure that the property tax dollars generated go back to taxpayers. Because if we're going to ask the taxpayers to do in our business park, we sure as hell better keep our promise that we made back in 1993.
Okay, thank you, Steve. I'll reread the question. When Southwest Franklin receives sewer and water access, what is your view on the future?
Well, I have to commend Alderman Taylor on his psychic abilities, because he said a lot of what I was going to say. But you know, certainly I have been in support of the Ryan Creek Interceptor for quite some time. We do have to develop that part of the city, and we all know that in order to keep our taxes in line, we have to get the proper proportion of residential versus commercial development. The goal for many years has been to hit a 70-30 split. We're not quite there yet, and it is an area that needs to be developed. It's a large open area that has a lot of possibilities. It's not a bunch of little broken up pieces. And once the landfill is completed, there will be more land available to build on and develop out that way too. So I agree that we need a business park out that direction, because the one we have is just about full, and we do need to probably fund another TIF district out there. The one that we've had has been successful. It'll be paid up this year, and that will provide tax relief for the citizens of Franklin, which is what was promised in 1993, and I certainly agree with keeping that promise. As far as the rest of the city, certainly we want to see more commercial development in all forms. Not just business park, but restaurants, recreational facilities, other things that people don't have to go so far into the city to enjoy a quality of life factor. So, I mean, I've been a resident of the city of Franklin for about 11 years. I enjoy the city, or I wouldn't even be here trying to represent constituents in the city. I enjoy the people here. It's a very friendly community, and I'd like to help it grow some more. I wasn't able to finish the job, and I'd like to get back in there and have another crack to help move us forward. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Once again, the question, when Southwest Franklin receives sewer and water access, what is your view on the future of that significant portion of the city? And now it's Mr. Schick.
Thank you. Having lived here 10 years, be honest with you, I've not been involved in politics as much as I should have. And I was doing many other things. But I will say this, recently when I drew my papers for District 3, I've been looking into this. And I feel that it's approximately 50%, if I'm not right, that's undeveloped as far as in the city of Franklin. I think anything we do for the future, to be honest with you, needs to be done realizing that we have to set priorities of the upcoming budgets we're going to have. What I do like about it is it's gonna open up a lot of opportunities, but those opportunities are gonna have to be, do we need them, or do we want them, or what are they gonna satisfy, and how are we gonna be able to do it? I'm very concerned about the size of our ordinances that we have. I'd challenge anybody. I wish I had brought the book here tonight, had somebody take a .38 caliber weapon and shoot it at the ordinances, and that bullet would not go through those ordinances. Until we loosen up on things like that, I think we're gonna scare businesses away. There's one other thing is this, if we add much more residential to this area, we're gonna be really overloading our school system, which is already becoming overloaded at the middle school, and we're gonna pay a price for that. But I think we're thinking into the future. It was the right thing to do, and I'm very happy. I support what's been said to my left here, and that's all I have to say.
Thank you. Again, the question, when Southwest Franklin receives sewer and water access, what is your view on the future of that significant portion of the city? Ms. Wilhelm.
My view is unless we change the way that we do our economic development mode, that we're going to have mostly residential homes come out there first. And the residential homes will put a higher burden on the taxing of the schools, which is a highest portion of our tax bill. So I don't see that being a positive thing for us. I wasn't able to support the Ryan Creek Interceptor for several reasons. However, I do understand the need for it, the need to grow. I know we're not going to stop growth. I don't expect to stop growth. But there were things in the document that I just could not support. One of them is the fact that the people that are along there will not be able to connect to it. And so they'll have be in the sewage district area that can be charged by MSD for taxes, and they will not be able to connect to it, to use it. And so they will, and the other thing is their property values will now be charged at a rate, at the sewage rate, so property taxes will go up for them. In these trying times, I think it was the wrong move to do. I think that we need to do infill first and take care of what we have with the people we have now and the empty buildings we have now. I guess the need for it, and the fact that there was a grant, I question if that was secure. At the time of my vote, the only no vote, there was no guarantee at the time that was going to be secure. So there's several reasons why, but I can't criticize the future, looking toward that future, but I just don't think now was the right time to do it.
Okay, thank you. I've had a request from the back.